the bottom line is confidence is moderate in snow totals. Good evening. This is Monday, February 17th. I have 5:42 p.m. New runs of data are in this afternoon that I've been poring over and looking at probabilities a little bit because I think it's important to share that with you. So, like I said, confidence in these numbers is moderate. So, what that means, what that will translate to, I think, is I do expect to see some fluctuation up and down the snow gradient, which, our entire region is right in the middle of this gradient. So, where exactly these heavier bands are going to fall and how long they're going to be there, how much moisture they gather for how long does remain to be seen. So confidence is moderate in these numbers. I do expect some fluctuation. So I'm going to show you some probabilities and then a couple of different models because I think we will wind up somewhere in between these numbers. But all of that to say, significant snow expected to pick up heavily toward tomorrow morning. I'll show you in just a minute. And an impactful snow event by the time all is said and done tomorrow night. So here is the first set of data that I want to bring up for you. This is showing not much of a big change, and I want to talk about areas down south. So up in the metro, I'm still expecting 5 to 6 inches. We come down I-49, I see 7, 8 as we get into Bates County. So this is the area that I want to focus on for just a second down here in Vernon County, Fort Scott, Nevada, where I've been talking about you guys for the last couple of days. So this first model, this is pointing that, you could wind up anywhere between 9 on the northern edge of Vernon County down to 11 and 12 going down south where the heaviest, the bullseye of this snow starts to pick up in your county and headed south. That is a possibility. That is not an unreasonable data set to put out there. So I want to show that. However, there is a little bit of room for optimism. NBM data trending just a little bit more optimistic. I don't know that I could say optimistic if I'm going to show you 9.3, 9.6. And so there, like I say, this is what I mean when I say there's that possible fluctuation up to 1 to 2 inches for that area. So it may be 11 inches. 10 inches plus. That is not outside the realm of possibility for you down south, but it could be 8 or 9 as well. And this again pointing the same thing kind of up toward Cass County, possibly 6 to 7 inches, with Bates County being more in the 7-inch category, which is about what we've been talking about for the last few days. So let's go ahead and look at some timing here. Not seeing a big difference, so I'll hop through that pretty quick. I'm going to pick things up about 8 o'clock tonight. What I see about 8 o'clock is snow band increasing right along, just batches I-70 pretty much. So if you're headed north, traveling or coming back tonight about 8 o'clock, down south, I think you will pretty well drive out of it. So once again, as I said this morning, I think it's important to point out the advisories. We have a winter storm warning for all the counties outlined in pink, which is basically everything I'm talking about. And that picks up from 6 p.m. this evening. So that's going to get started here in about 15 minutes to 3 a.m. Wednesday, when I think we're done by 3 a.m. And that's what I'm going to show you here. So I'm up to 9, 10. And by midnight now, I see possibly a band of snow between Kansas City and between Harrisonville and Butler by this time. So this could be anything from flurries to light snow at midnight. A little bit of a lull, and then after 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., we pick up heavily. I see now between Harrisonville and heavily down toward Fort Scott, Nevada, which is not a significant change. So we'll just play this through to the morning hours. Here's our morning commute for anybody still daring to do that by 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11, noon. Now heavy snow up and down the I-49 corridor all through the afternoon. It's a blue out. I promise I'm moving through time here, but here we are now at 11 o'clock and midnight before we have hope of being clear again. So that's what I see for timing. Let's go ahead and look at the other equation here, which is temperature. I don't have good news there at all. We're going to hang out in the mid-20s right now and drop really quickly down into the teens, which is what I'm seeing up and down I-49 right now. So by tomorrow morning, when the heaviest of the snow starts to pick up, where are we? 7, 5 at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 8, 9 for a high temperature tomorrow into the early to mid-afternoon hours. These are Butler numbers. So it's going to be colder, even up towards Harrisonville, Belton, Raymore. Here's the temperature trend, still looking at our coldest morning by far, record-breaking cold for that Thursday morning. The Wednesday night low down to -11. Again, Butler numbers. Thursday night into Friday is no walk in the park either at -5. So there is a warming trend. I like to give you something to look forward to when we're just about to head into all this. And that would be Saturday, where I think we start out at 10, but we finally break above freezing. So we'll start to feel 36. It's upwards from there. If you want to jump all the way ahead and dream about next Tuesday, February 25th, be my guest. I find this hard to believe. So, I'm going to be paying attention to 62 degrees on Tuesday, the 25th. Well, I guess we'll see. So that's the data. Join me here on the Weather Spot. Join me on Mid America Live. First thing in the morning, we'll be taking a look at the cameras up and down over on 69 and up and down I-49, see what we're getting, and I'll bring you any breaking news and breaking changes as they come. That's what I know. Be safe, be careful, check on each other, and I'll catch you back